So in today's video, we'll be going through exactly how we can start selling $5,000 to $10,000 per project AI infrastructures to clients and local businesses in 2025. So if you look at my screen right now, this is just some proof of my Stripe dashboard on how much we've actually generated in the last 3 years. So this is not a screenshot, and a lot of gurus don't actually show their Stripe dashboards. So if you actually go into custom, and I'll actually just type this up, let's go 29th, and I'll click on apply here. That's actually not a screenshot again. This is actually a real dashboard here. So we'll be diving into how we can actually do this in 2025. So without further ado, let's dive into this dashboard, and let's start off by the first step of building an AI agency, which is the niche selection. So I actually have an Excel sheet full of different kind of services and niches that you could be diving into straight away. So you don't have to really think about which niche to go for. So as you can see here, there are website developers, there's Instagram influencers, AI consultants for operations. So there are a bunch of different offers and value statements and positioning statements that you can use, copy and paste right off the bat. And a lot of our mastermind students are able to use these and just run with these. Out of the 3 years that we've been doing this, we have collected a lot of data from our clients. So we're able to help our mastermind students to actually just straight away copy and paste and dive into providing these services. But if you're going to be asking me, hey, Hugo, what are the best niches to start of an AI agency in 2025? Well, I can't lie, it's gonna be these three right here. But let me just dive into this real quick. Online businesses, everyone's trying to go for them. Online businesses are super saturated, and chances are they have probably already applied AI into their business because they are in the online space. They're probably more up to date and more caught up with the latest AI trends. And chances are they probably have hired someone already to implement AI for them, and they're probably spending millions of dollars every single year on applying AI into their business. So we're probably not going to reach out to those guys because chances are they already have something going for them. So I would say that online business space, e-commerce, info products, coaching, consulting, agency, these niches are kind of saturated to go for when you first start out, but they're a good niche to go for once you've already have a bunch of testimonials in place. So we're not going to be reaching out to online businesses within the first couple months. We're just going to be going for home services here. Professional services are great if you have a background in professional services. Let's say you were an accountant before, or a lawyer before, or maybe an engineer before, and you know about certain problems in the business. So then you can actually just go ahead and start an AI agency in that niche to help and cater to these businesses because you have some experience, you have some background. So it makes sense to start off in this niche because this separates you from every other single person trying to start an AI agency in 2025. And this leads me to the next point. Most people trying to start an AI agency in 2025 are complete beginners. They have no tech background. Just like myself, I was a construction worker 3 years ago, breaking my back for $300 a month. Was laying concrete and laying cement, and I was literally trading my time for money. So building an AI agency is probably one of the most lucrative things that you could build in 2025 because you're building a service and you're selling it once and you never have to touch it ever again, compared to, let's say, a normal a social media marketing agency where you actually have to fulfill every single month and you only get paid $1,000 to $2,000 per month. But an AI agency is great because you get to sell a service for $5,000 to $10,000 per project. You build it, you sell it, and you leave it alone. Now, let me explain why the home services niche is the best niche to go for. Well, because most of the business owners in this niche tend to be a little older, maybe 40 years old, 50 years old, maybe even 60s. And they probably are not up to date with AI. They probably haven't implemented AI into their business yet. So HVAC, roofing, plumbing, landscaping, solar, interior design, they tend to be a little behind in the tech and AI trend. So this is a perfect time for you to come into their business and start implementing AI systems and selling AI infrastructures to these businesses, because the fact is each client in the HVAC niche or each client in the roofing, plumbing, landscaping niche is worth at least $2,000 to $5,000 up front, or maybe up to $10,000 to $100,000 in their lifetime. So if you're here, you're coming into their business, you're selling them an AI system, which generates them more customers, which calls their customers. And this is an amazing way to start making your first $5,000 to $10,000 every single month. So if you were to ask me, hey, Hugo, if I were to start from scratch, if I were to move to a foreign country and I had nothing to lose and I had to force myself to make money, otherwise I'll be sleeping on the streets, then I would start off in this niche because it will be the easiest way to sign clients. So I would get started in the home services niche. I would choose one of these and I would run with it, and I would move on to the next step. Now, the next step is choosing your agency name. A lot of people, when they first start off an AI agency or any agency at all, is that they tend to spend too much time on finding a name or coming up with a name, spend days, maybe even weeks coming up with a name. Well, you don't have to overcomplicate it. You do not need to spend too much time on this stage. I only took around 15 minutes when I first started my marketing agency to come up with a name. It's called C-Box Digital. And I would just kind of run with something like that. Maybe come up with your last name. My last name is Wong, maybe like Wong Digital or Wong Media or Wong Consulting. So make sure you don't spend too much time on it, but also include something that sounds professional. These 3 examples that I just listed are pretty good examples to run with when you're first starting out. So I'll just go over to namecheap.com, which is the domain purchasing website. So I'll pretty much buy domains here. So I'll probably come up with something like wongconsulting.com. If it's taken, then I'll see what else is available. So let's take a look at what they have so far. Well, it's taken, so let me try .co, right? .co is ready. It's $17 per year, so it's very cheap to buy up a domain and to actually start deploying it onto your website. So I would buy something like that. So it's probably the cheapest one that I could find compared to, let's say, Squarespace or other domain providers. I would just purchase that agency name and run with that. All right, so now we've actually figured out what our agency name is. Now we got to figure out what we're going to be offering them. So in terms of offer, we need to first identify what a problem is in that business, right? We need to go on Reddit and we need to find, hey, what are the biggest issues in, let's say, HVAC niche, right? So what are the biggest problems running an HVAC business, right? I would just go over to Reddit and I will just take a look and do some market research on what most people are experiencing, which is hiring. My boss has hired an agency, how different every job is, your price changes. So I would spend like 30 minutes to an hour researching my niche and coming up with different things and different problems that these businesses have. But after years of doing research for my own agency, I already know what majority of the problem is with every single one of these businesses. And I'm here to tell you that it's getting leads, right? Most of these HVAC businesses or home service businesses don't have enough clients, right? They don't have enough people to pay them for their services, or they don't know how to find them, right? So we want to go over to the next step here, which is, their problem is getting leads and clients. They don't have enough of that. So what do we do? And to take it a little further, they don't have qualified clients, right? Just having leads isn't enough, right? We need qualified leads. And a qualified lead is pretty much someone who is interested in this HVAC business and is ready to pay, right? They already have a problem in mind. They already wanted to get it solved. So they're ready to pay you because you're right in front of them as the solution. And a qualified lead is pretty much money and pretty much the closest thing to money a business can find. So a qualified lead in 2025 is super important. So what are we going to do? What are we going to do for these businesses? We're going to be building an AI phone caller who calls people and qualifies them. So a normal lead is pretty much someone who is interested in your business and that's it. They haven't, made the decision yet to go with you, to pay you for your service and for your solution, but you're pretty much building an AI phone caller who calls this person up and say, hey, Joe, I know that you have a problem with your bathroom. What is the problem? Can I come in today at 2:30 p.m. to get it fixed? Joe says, yes, please. I want to get it fixed as soon as possible. And there we go. 2:30 p.m. today, you just close a client and close a customer for, let's say, $500 to $5K, right? Depending on their issue, but it's a qualified client, right? So essentially we're building an AI dialer and an AI infrastructure to actually call these people up within the first few minutes, because a lot of these businesses, they don't have time. They don't have the time to call each lead up within the first few minutes because they're too busy working on their business or working in their business. So they don't have time. They forget about these people and they lose money. They let these people fall through the cracks and they lose a lot of potential profits if they haven't dialed them up. So what we're going to do is essentially solve that problem for them by building an AI phone caller and AI infrastructure. And don't get me wrong, guys, AI infrastructure isn't just, putting a few things together and automating a few workflows. It's not that, right? AI infrastructure is literally building something that can replace humans and perform at a higher efficiency than humans. And a business can take that and run with it for years. And that's why you can sell it for $5,000 to $10,000 every single project, right? Even 6 figures. A lot of businesses or a lot of bigger businesses will start reaching out to you once they know that you are an expert in building these AI phone dialers. They will start reaching out to you and they will offer 6 figures, even 7 figures, right? So you want to start by, going local, going for the home service business owners, and then expanding your client range to online businesses and to bigger businesses who will pay you larger sums. And if you're watching this video, you're still staying here, congratulations. You know exactly who to reach out to. All right. So what are we going to do besides building the AI dialer for them? Well, we're going to also run ads to help them get leads, right? Because the job of the AI dialer is to turn a lead to a qualified lead, but you also need to get them that first step, right? Which is the lead itself. So how do we do this from A to Z? Well, first thing we're going to do is we're going to head over to Creatify or ourcads.ai. And this is basically a platform which enables you to create custom AI video avatars, which will speak for you and which will be the ad which you're going to be running. All right, so you're literally going to be running this ad for the client. So what we're going to do is we're going to head into Creatify. Right, we're going to sign in. And if we take a look at the avatar section here, all of these videos are AI, right? They're actually just AI people, which you're going to feed them a script. So let's browse through this, see which one we like. I kind of like this one, so we're going to click on that. We're going to click on this one right here.
And welcome. Thank you for...
Pretty good, right? So what we're going to do right now is we're going to click on this triangle kind of button here, and it's going to be able to help us type in a script, and that AI avatar, or this woman, for example, is going to speak that script for us. So what do we want the ad to say? Hey, do you need your lawn remodeled, right? We are remodeled. We are doing 50% off this month. So, and we have a couple spots left. So make sure you tap on the link below to secure your appointment, right? So we're going to be running this ad for our client, right? And we're going to just click on this here and it's going to start speaking.
Do you need your lawn remodeled? We are doing 50% off this month and we have a couple spots left. So.
And also, you don't really even have to come up with a script yourself. You can go into ChatGPT and ask it to come up with a script for you. So what we're going to do is head over to ChatGPT. And we're just going to ask, help me write a script as a lawn, as a landscaping home service business for Facebook ads to get more clients. All right, so we're gonna ask ChatGPT that and come up with a script so we can copy and paste that into Creatify. So we'll come up with a few kind of scenes here: embarrassed by our yard, overgrown, patchy, or just not oasis you're dreamed of. So a lot of good openings. So what we're gonna do is write me the full script for scene 1. Cool, so this is the kind of script here. We're just gonna copy and paste all of this here. We make it easy for the yard to get the yard you deserve without the stress, without the groundwork, for simple cleanups, the backyard makeovers. So this is a pretty good script that I'm gonna run with straight away. So let me just show you an example script. So we have an example video here.
If you're not the first landscaper to call them back, you're already losing the job to your competition. Homeowners don't wait. They send quote requests to multiple companies, and whoever calls first usually wins. If you're slow, you're handing jobs to someone else. That's why we built a system that fixes this. We run targeted Facebook ads to find homeowners ready to hire, and the second they show interest, our AI dialer automatically calls, texts, and books the appointment straight into your calendar. No missed calls, no wasted time. Just serious appointments with people who are ready to move forward. Landscape.
So that is pretty cool, right? So if you want to learn more about how to run Facebook ads, then I'm going to just run it down really quickly here. So the first step, what you want to do is you want to head into Facebook Ads Manager. Just go in Google, type in Facebook Ads Manager, log in. And the first thing you want to be doing is setting a campaign objective. So the first primary goal is you want to set, what do you want this Facebook ad to do, right? We want it to have conversions, right? So we're going to click on conversions as the first primary goal. The next step is defining your target audience, right? What kind of age range do you want this ad to show? What kind of gender, which location? These are several kind of variables you can change and switch up in Facebook ads. But when you're first starting out, I recommend you just leave it blank, leave it broad, and don't touch the next stage. So this leads me to the next stage, which is creating the ad budget, which is how much do you want to spend per day on the ad? Well, for most of our mastermind students who are first starting out, they're at around 8K a month at the moment. I would recommend them to start with 50 to 100 bucks a day to get some sort of result. And this is pretty much what we're going to do. We're going to set up the budget here in the Facebook ads. We're going to type in daily budget and just set that to 50 or 100 bucks a day. And the next step is, where do you want this ad to show? Do you want it to show on Instagram? Do you want to show it on Instagram stories? Do you want to show it on Messenger, Facebook Marketplace even? You can switch these up inside the Facebook ad manager. So what we're going to do is pretty much just run it on Facebook feed and Facebook stories and Facebook reels, right? Instagram reels as well. That is pretty much what all our students are seeing success in, is running it as stories, reels, and on the general news feed. All right. The next step is creating the ad, which we've already done, right? The ad that I just showed you, the video that I just showed you of the woman speaking, that's pretty much what we're going to be uploading to Facebook and running as an ad. And the next step, last but not least, is just launching the ad and clicking publish. Super simple to do. You don't need technical experience or previous business experience to run a Facebook ad. Literally anyone can launch it these days. And this is pretty much what we're going to do as job one, running Facebook ads for these businesses to get them leads. All right. So that's the first step. Now, what do we do next is outreach. How do we find clients ourselves? There are three methods, all right? The first method, or the slow method, and the free method is cold outreach, right? Going on cold email, going on LinkedIn, and going on Instagram to find your clients and find where they're hanging out. You know, Google Maps is also a good place to find local businesses in your area. So we're pretty much just sending cold mass outreach to these businesses. But in 2025, doing this method is super slow. It takes time, weeks and even months to secure your first reply or even your first client. When I first started out, it took me 100 messages a day for 14 days straight to get my first client. I'm not saying this won't work for you, but I'm just saying this is the slow way and the free way, right? The next way is doing it paid method, right? By running Facebook ads, by running Google ads, by running TikTok ads out of your own pocket to find these clients. As we said just now, the budget is around $50 to $100 a day. Maybe after 7 days, you sign your first client for $5K to $10K per project. You know, that's pretty much no brainer because you're only spending $50 to $100 a day to secure a $5K to $10K client. So this is the faster way to get clients. And a lot of our students are seeing success with the paid method as well as the content method, which I'm going to be diving into right now, which is doing Twitter posts or doing YouTube content, right? Posting a YouTube video of yourself saying, hey, I built this real estate kind of AI agent to help real estate agents secure more deals by calling them up faster. They're making full 10-minute videos on YouTube doing this. So if you want to learn how to create these videos, how to sign clients the free way, then make sure you click on the link in the description below to join my AI Renaissance Mastermind so you can join my other students who are crushing it with AI infrastructures at the moment. So all in all, these are the three methods you can use to find your first AI infrastructure client in 2025. And this leads me to my next stage, which is the booking stage. How do we actually book these clients in and what do we actually do for them, right? So what we want to do is we want to download Calendly, we want to download Zoom, we want to have a phone and email that we can reach out to these clients and, you know, schedule a meeting with. And what we usually do is we use Go High Level for this. So a Go High Level is pretty much an automation kind of software that we use to reach out to leads and to follow up with leads. So this is an example website which all of our mastermind students use to book in their leads. So pretty much after you run that ad on Facebook, you know, a lot of times, you know, you click on ads and it leads you to like this website or this funnel. It leads them to this kind of page where they can enter their email, their phone number, their name, which you can then answer and reach out to them afterwards to say, hey, are you ready for your call tomorrow at 2 p.m.? So to just make sure that the clients show up to the call, because a lot of clients, they book in calls with you, they want to pay you for your AI service, but then they forget to attend the call. So then you're unable to close them. So it's important to set up automations and workflows and email follow-ups to send to them to make sure, hey, Joe, make sure you come up to our call tomorrow at 2 p.m. So then we can build that AI infrastructure for you, right? You want to build these automations for them. So let's take a look at an email automation for a prospect who has landed on this page, who has submitted their details, but they haven't booked a call, right? They didn't book a call because maybe their dog was barking, they need to pick up their daughter from their school. So we actually send them this email to start off, right? Thanks for your interest in our AI-powered calling system. I noticed that you've, checked out our page, but you didn't book in a call. By the way, we have generated this amount of results and these results for these other businesses. Get them more qualified conversions, time to time spent, reduce hires. Let me know if you're interested in us doing this for yourself. So that's the first email. And then we wait and we send them email 2. We wait and then we send them the next email. We wait and then we send them the next email. We send them emails until they've actually booked in the call with us. So this is pretty much just to get people to further book in, remind them that they have a booking in place and in the future to hop on a call with us. And this is an automation which all of our mastermind students have. So if you're interested in getting access to this, just simply click on the link below to see if you're qualified to join our AI Renaissance Mastermind. And that's pretty much it in terms of the booking stage. We're going to get these clients to book in a call with us. And then for the sales calls, I have 2 resources here that you can use to kind of accelerate your sales call process. And this is pretty much a sales call tracking sheet where you can track, how many people hopped on a call, how you performed on the sales call. So make sure you use this sheet to kind of track where you are on a month by month basis, because it's super important that you track your calls. A lot of beginners, when they first start off, they take the sales calls, but they never track, they never go back to the recordings, they never watch the recordings. So this sheet will enable you to track it from a bird's eye view, so then you know month by month how many calls you're closing, why you're not closing some calls, and how to close these calls better for the next time. Right? So that's one resource that I want everyone to have in this video. And then the next resource is pretty much a sales call SOP, a system of processes, how to handle certain objections. What if someone says, I need to talk to my wife before you charge them $10,000 for your AI infrastructure? Some people will have a bit of friction. So you want to go through this sheet to kind of build up some confidence before you take your first few sales calls. Now, if you join our AI Renaissance Mastermind, we have a sales manager who have closed over $3 million worth of deals within the last year to help you on a one-on-one call, to help you build up your sales call confidence and how to close deals without any experience. Because as a matter of fact, a lot of these clients are going to ask you, hey, what are your results? What have you done before? Well, you're just pretty much going to show them, hey, this ad that I just ran right here to get you as a client, to get you on this call, which is AI, that was made completely with AI. Now we're going to use that same process and do it for you to get clients, right? And they're going to be like, hey, whoa, that's super cool, right? So you don't really need experience at all. You're just pretty much showing them how you got them as a client in the first place. So I hope that makes sense. And that's pretty much what we're going to do for the sales call side of things. And this leads me to my next point, which is pricing and services. How much are we going to charge? As I said before, we're going to be charging $5,000 to $10,000 upfront per project. And this is pretty much going to cover 3 months of services. The first month, we're just going to be building out that AI dialer for them to call those leads up within the first few minutes, because they don't need to have humans do it anymore. They can just have that AI dialer that we just built for them. That's going to work for them and make money for them months by month and years from now. So that's super valuable, and that's why you're able to charge $5,000 to $10,000 upfront, right? And the first month, we're going to say, hey, for the first month, we're going to run all your Facebook ads and get you all those ads for free, right? We're just going to build the AI dialer plus run your ads for free. Now, month 2, you're going to be paying us $497 per month to run your ads for you. But we've already built you that AI dialer. So just let us know if you're interested in month 2 and month 3. Also for month 2 and month 3, we're just going to stay on with this client just to make sure they don't have any bugs, no issues. And if there are any issues that come up, we're just going to fix that for them. All we're going to do, we're going to run Facebook ads for them, and we're going to hire and outsource this to someone else to do it for us, because, then at the end of the day, you don't have to learn Facebook ads yourself. If you choose not to learn Facebook ads yourself, you can just pay someone to do it for you. The next step is building that AI dialer. How do we actually build that AI dialer? Well, we're not going to do it ourselves. We're going to pay someone on Fiverr, an offshore tech guy, let's say from Europe or Pakistan, to build it for us. And we're just going to simply transfer that ownership to the client, right? So we're just going to pay that guy $200 to $1,000 up front. And month 2 and month 3 is free, right? Because they've already built it for you. You don't have to pay any more money. So that's pretty much all the expenses and all the profits that we're taking. So let's say $10,000 minus, let's say $1,500 for this and minus $1K for this. And we're profiting $7.5K per client per project. And that's pretty much being the middleman in a gold rush. That's why we actually preach this, and why a lot of our students are seeing success in 2025 is because you're simply the middleman between the client and the freelancer, right? All these freelancers, they don't know how to find these clients. Well, now you know how to do it, right? You run Facebook ads to find these clients yourself. So if you're interested in starting an AI infrastructure business in 2025 and allowing us to help you build and scale your AI infrastructure business to 10K a month, and please click on the link down below to book in a call with our AI Renaissance Mastermind team so we can reach out to you to see if you're a good fit to join. And we're super excited to help you build your AI agency in 2025. So if you enjoyed this video, if you like the value that we shared today so far, please give this video a like, comment, and subscribe. And I'm super excited to see you in the next video.